All right, everybody, welcome back to the show. Today we talk about OKC Game 7 takes to finals. Is there a face of the NBA? Typical question. Some blockbuster trades happen. The NBA draft happened, and then we do top 10 quarterbacks way too soon. pre mini camps, pre
we,
everything.
we're doing top 5 through 10 quarterbacks. That's what we doing. We
True.
know what this. Everybody know what the top four is. Like,
Yeah,
I
boy.
mean, two through 2, 3, 4 can have its orders depending on it. But we already come on now. But yeah, top 10.
Let's see. Where are we starting at? Oh, okay, see. Is it fucked up that every show that I've watched and I'm here with my guy, the man, the myth, the legend himself, the multi-time flag football champion, my guy
That's me.
Daniel. What's going on? Almost
That was
skipped
good,
half
Carl.
the intro. Shit.
I mean, I was ready to get into it too, but what's good? We about to talk about what you just said, so let's get into it.
OKC takes game 7. It was the game itself is totally uneventful. I feel like
Yeah,
Halliburton tears his shit, and then T.J. McConnell goes crazy. Shea gets to the free throw line, but that's typical. Other than that, it was kind of just like after that, after halftime, it was a totally unremarkable game. Game 7.
and you know what I thought? Like going into halftime, no Halliburton, Pacers up one, regardless of what side you thought of. Like OKC was gonna win anyway, Halliburton healthy or not, and things like that. I was just looking. I was like, the NBA is not gonna let OKC lose with Halliburton not on the court. Like
Boy,
it's just not going to happen. They could be up. They could have been up 15 somehow. It would have been like a overtime OKC win type. Like NBA wasn't going to let that happen.
no
I'm
fucking
sorry.
way.
They it wasn't going to happen. So regardless if you believe in all that stuff or not, I try not to. But it's just it doesn't fit it doesn't fit like Halliburton healthy and wins the game fits a narrative.
Yes.
Halliburton loses, OKC loses this. Now, it would have been one of the most blundered seasons in NBA history, and the NBA wasn't going to have it. For who? Because Halliburton's not in. So who would this be the season for? It's just like
T.J. McConnell.
team
That's who it would give.
basketball. The winner would have been team basketball because that's how it would have been. Like
It
only
wouldn't
team
even been.
basketball.
Well, yeah, yeah.
It's just like you can win without a star player. Just look, they beat the best team in NBA. Like it's like no, we're not gonna have that narrative going around. So,
Boy.
but that's what I thought about it. So I mean,
Well,
valiant
I
effort.
I do subscribe to a little bit of conspiracies here and there, and I'm not gonna pretend like halfway through that third quarter, I feel like it was when T.J. McConnell, when they started trapping him, and that worked, and then it felt like all of a sudden, if OKC didn't score, it was a foul. Like every possession was like if they didn't hit the shot, they just called a foul, and it started feeling like all right. Shea missed 3 shots, 3 out of 5, and he got a foul called on all 3 misses. It was like, all right, I see what's going on here. And then they had that spurt. Once they did that, like it had to be halfway through the third, and then
Yeah,
it was just 3 in J Dub, and all of a sudden they was up 30. And I was like, all right, it's over.
yeah.
You just let 10
It,
possessions go where basically they got to score. They scored 10 straight possessions or something crazy, like either free throws or hit a shot. Like, it's over with. You cannot come back. There's no way to come back from that,
no. Well, I mean, but
especially
you
without your
did
best
call it.
player.
You said OKC in 6 or 7
I mean, yeah,
before it started.
because it's the
But
same
when
shit.
we said it was a different style of basketball OKC hasn't faced before, even though
Exactly.
being the best defense. So it was gonna be some games where they still have to figure some shit out.
Mm-hmm.
And Indiana is deep enough to where they can stretch those games into wins.
Yeah.
Like I mean, and that's exactly what they did. Like
I mean, it
so,
really came down to their Indiana's best player gets off the ball quick, and they played Ja, they played Jokic, and then they played Ant. And those are all players that are like they run whole possessions.
yeah,
And
yeah,
so like of course you shut that down, like one guy can shut it down. But when we passing the ball around, You seen the
Yeah.
games that OKC
It's
won.
more.
It was
It's
turnovers.
more how good. Against the Pacers is a good test to see. Yeah, you the best defense maybe in NBA in the last 10 years, whatever they say they are. That defense is, but the Pacers really test how good of team defense do you play because
Boy,
everybody is
you
always
got to be locked
moving
in.
and. Yeah, you got to be locked in. So, and I don't think a lot of people know how hard it is to play team defense for a full game nonstop. Like
Shit, for
that's
one
harder.
whole possession if
Well,
you're moving the
I would say,
ball. But
and
I
that's
know what you
hard.
mean.
That's harder. I'm talking for a full game though.
Yeah,
Like the
full
team,
48, yeah, nonstop.
So it's just like we played a team like that in high school, Harrisonville. Like they played team basketball. I'm talking. They had shooters. They had maybe one good, real good player who could drive in and stuff like that, but they was passing the ball.
Yeah,
Like, and we had to play team defense, and
it gets rough.
yeah, a bunch of Harrisonville, a bunch of white boys. So shout out to Harrisonville if you're listening though. But they beat us though every time we played them because
it's easier to man up than it is to get screened 100 times,
or just to play because people just. That's really test your ball, your defensive IQ is playing team defense because do you know how to help, when to help? Do you know how to play the double team, the gap, and how quick are you, like, and things like that? Like, how can you read this? Is this real?
Even if you're not being active, like even if you're not a great defender and you're not an active defender, do you even just know where to be to get the fuck out the way?
Right. Like, it's just like, wow, what are you doing? Like,
don't be caught up in the wrong spot.
Yeah, so I mean that's half the reason why. And then it's just like rotation help defense. It's just like if the guy on the blow block shoots over to help the drive, do you crash down or what are you gonna do? Like, and just things like that. Most of the time if somebody's cutting in, you crash down. But do you just act like nobody's crashing and look oblivious to the play, or do you actually know what's going on? Because that's how you get dunked on. If you act like you're oblivious to the play and somebody's crashing baseline, you getting dunked on. It's a oop ready to happen. So it's just like, just being aware, it takes your defense awareness and things like that. So,
man, it's crazy. Like, even with the team, even with this idea of like the Pacers shit, how they're just like a team. You know what I mean? I don't know how else to say it. Like they're a full team.
They're a team.
Yeah,
they're like it's weird. I don't know how to word it without saying like disrespectful, but it's just like I don't. It's just how weird of a team they are. It's just like,
oh yeah, it's awkwardly built. Yeah,
but it works though because it's like
it's a reason. I think the main reason that first 7 minutes, what Halliburton was doing, it just reinforced what I've been saying the entirety of the playoffs. Nobody can actually hold Halliburton. There's been nobody that's like effectively one-on-one got like just stayed in front of him. But the thing about
it, he just decides not to shoot.
But he been hurt too. That's another part of it.
But I'm just saying, like, you said nobody can hold him, which I think if he wanted to get a bucket, he probably could. But it's just like he decides not to shoot.
Yeah.
And then it's just like, and then when he does, he's off because guess what, buddy? The first 2 games you didn't take a shot. You took 21 shots total in the first 2 games. It's like now you're trying to be you trying to shoot. Now you're going 9 for 21, and it's just like it was like, bro, like. But I get his game though because it works because Siakam. The game is oddly because the games that he don't do much or he do just TJ McConnell.
Somebody does something. Yeah.
Somebody. It's team. That's also it's like it's a team. Like
they a full team.
It's like I don't know. Anybody could get 20. It's weird to say that. It's just like who's gonna get 20 tonight? I mean, Siakam probably be the one, but it's just like who else?
I think that's the thing.
Just like
I don't even know. Like, let me go check this last game because what did Neesmith do? Nothing. What did Obi Toppin do? Nothing.
No, Obi Toppin had 0.
15. Siakam had 16. Neesmith had 3. He was 1 for 5. Nembhard was the only one. Yeah, he had 15, but he was 4 for 10. it's like, yeah, you kind of just didn't really get any help. Really, yeah, Obi Toppin, Nesmith, Siakam just kind of disappearing while Halliburton is hurt is you probably
And
have
you
more of
got
a chance.
you got TJ McConnell leading the show.
Yeah, that's not gonna work. And then Bennett and
And
then
what's crazy is
Mathurin
he's
taking over, whatever that was.
yeah. I just don't. Yeah,
It was
Toppin.
sad.
Yeah, Toppin, Siakam, and Naismith. I see Naismith because he been having on-off games, but Siakam been giving you 20 plus a game, and Toppin been giving you 15 plus.
Yeah,
And all of a sudden, just going blank. No,
that's tough. And it's kind of my thing is I think people underestimated how much on the ball that Tyrese Halliburton as a scoring threat is scary. That's my point. That's what I was really trying to say is like him with the ball in his hands. He is tough.
because he can score and
he
he
can
can pass.
He can he can shoot from any spot on the court.
Well, that's why he's a
left
traditional
side.
point guard. When we say back when we tell somebody they're being a traditional point guard is not disrespectful.
No,
like don't say they still all those point guards. If you told them to get a bucket, like hey bro, you taking all the shots today, go get one. They could probably all drop 40.
Yeah.
If you tell them like it's your game, go get a bucket. They could probably lock in and drop 40. Steve Nash, Isaiah Thomas, fucking Halliburton. I mean, they could probably do it if they really was like it's all about me type of game. But that's not them. That's not what make them them.
Yeah.
But he is I mean, I don't know those traditional point guards. That's why
they don't want to score
like,
30.
It's just like
if he wanted, I feel like if he wanted to score 30 every night, he could probably easily get 30 on.
But I feel like shots.
But he's not going to take 20 shots. That's the problem. He's not even trying. He's not even trying to think about taking 20 shots.
Right. But the thing about those traditional point guards is it take them a while to heat up rather than a scoring point guard. True. So if they take 20 shots, how many are they really making?
True, unless you a lot of Game 7, go 3 for 5.
You start off high. That's why a lot of them pass first because they can score, but it takes them a minute to score.
Or they got to be on one. Yeah, they got to be on a heater, just heat check instantly.
But they smart enough to know, just like man, if I only take 12 shots, and most of my balls is off the ball, or I'm passing, then we got a better chance. And I'm a good passer. Like
Halliburton is different in one aspect to me than Chris Paul, any traditional point guard you're gonna bring up. He will go for a heat check, 30 feet. two people closing out 30 feet.
Oh, yeah.
All right, it's first quarter. It's tied. I'm just going to chuck this. Let me just see if I got it. And that's what he did. And it's like the first one I was like, okay. The second one where he stepped back from the screen and there was two people closing out and he hit it, I was like, oh, okay. He might be on one. Then he came right back and hit the third one. I was like, yeah, he's see, this is what happens when you at least attempt it. I feel like that's partially Chris Paul's problem. And he was 5'11", 5'10". But like being 6'5", being able to shoot that shot off the dribble and knowing, okay, 4 out of 5 of everybody on the court, I'm just getting past one dribble and I'm getting past you. Like, right. Yeah, you can start trying shit. Let me pull it from 30, see if I got it tonight. If not, let me just kind of run these little flare screens and kick it over to Siakam. But it's like, yeah, that shit it's sad. That's why it's sad. Look, and we doing it too, just like every show. We talking about the Pacers instead of the people that won the fucking championship.
I mean, because we expected it. That's the reason, though.
But nobody cares about OKC. It's sad. They was a good team, but there's nothing to it. That's what I've been realizing this playoffs is story is so important. Heat Nuggets 2 years ago. There's no story there. Jokic is the best. Okay, cool. That's the same thing. That's what they keep trying to do. Shai's the best player this year, and he won the championship. People don't really care that much. You know what I mean? Like that's not a story compelling enough for people to care about. That's why the Pacers and Halliburton and that whole shit, people are gravitating to more because it's a good story. Like, look what the fuck they've been doing. This shit is exciting. It's fun to watch the games. It's not fun watch like Game 7. The whole second half was not fun watching Shea take 15 shots in the second half, and you know what I mean. And like,
Right.
oh, he's passing better because he's off. It's like, yeah, but he's still taking a shot every other possession though. Like that it's not that. So we talking about it's not fun to watch. There's no story, and it's their first time making this deep of a playoff run. All those things added together, yes, we want to talk about the Pacers more than we want to talk about OKC. And it just is what it is. It's fucked up. that just leads me to the face of the league conversation of like, is Shea? Are they trying to push Shea to be the face of the league? Then I have another like crazy take that made me think about this.
I mean,
is there a face of the league? That's the real.
I don't think they're really. I think it's one of those things that switches more than the damn NBA finals nowadays. It's just like everybody's winning one and everybody's having these breaking the record type years and doing all this extra because offense is prevalent right now. That is just it could be anybody. I know they're pushing for certain players because of how they play and their charisma and how they could handle it, but other people be like, well, the real face of the league should be somebody that like Joker, but Joker don't really want to be it and things like that. So I don't know. I don't think there's one. There's candidates, but who's the real one? Like,
who's your candidates?
I would say Shea, and
I knew it. I knew it. I knew that was going to be the next name. Now, can I say something about Ant real quick? Because that's where this whole face of the league thing started for me. I heard somebody having this same conversation. They want Anthony Edwards is the face of the league. He got the swag. He got this. He's that. He's got the game. People want to play like him. He's got that dog. He's got the killer. He's got the Kobe.
I mean, I
Michael
don't think
Jordan.
people want to play like him, but
people do. They want the dunks. They want the high flying, like all that shit. But the killer, Michael Jordan, Kobe, like I'm here. I'm not friends with everybody mentality. That's not a real thing. Anthony Edwards is nice to everybody. He's never said a bad thing about anybody. Where does that dog mentality shit come from? We watched him last year get tired and disappear in the Western Conference Finals. What is that? Why does he keep getting that label of like he's a dog?
Listen,
and he's not. Is it just because the niggas? Is it just because he's dark and look like Michael Jordan? Is that what has he done that should make me believe that he's this killer dog player?
I mean, I wouldn't put him on Jordan and Kobe mentality type, but I mean,
that's how he's trying to be sold.
I mean, that's how they're selling them. So it's just like, so I mean, if that's what they're selling about me, I'm gonna keep making that my personality and things like that.
But he's not though.
We see
he's a chill. To me,
he is chill. He pretty laid back.
He
like
seemed like a chill smoker type of dude who just like, bro, I just be hooping and blowing, and I don't really give a fuck about none of this shit.
But I think but he is a fucking walking bucket too. Like, and that's why it's just like, but he's like a high volume shooter with an attitude, and like in his charisma, like the style. Like when they say it's like the style, his charisma, how he answers questions, and
see, this is where I feel like
I don't know, like
this is where I feel like this is like where LeBron gets knocked at, where it's just LeBron is like zero aura. When you think of LeBron, you don't think of nothing outside of basketball. You don't think about how he carries himself. You just think about him putting the ball on the floor, putting his shoulder down, and punching on somebody, getting a layup or a chase down block. You don't think about the swag, you don't think about none of that. And I think like we just getting too too far into thinking about that shit. Like has Anthony Edwards scored 30 in the playoffs like more than once?
Good question.
Because that's what I mean is like we keep giving him this label of like he's a dog and he doing
I
it.
would
Like I don't. There's no
I would like to
game.
believe how many playoff games he played a lot of playoff games. He ain't scored more than 30 more than once.
He scored 30. Hold on. 15 of 42 times.
Yeah, I was gonna say like,
Okay, so
come on
about a
now.
third. But it's just to me, it's just like it
I'm about to
doesn't.
say if he not getting 30, like in hell of these, he went to the WCF 2 years in a row, right?
Yeah, I guess you know what? Maybe the recency bias is what's getting me because his last two games, uh, one. Let me. What's the full one? 7 for 18, 19 points. 5 for 13, 16 points. That's the last two L's against OKC.
Taking 13 shots is crazy.
But that's what I'm saying. He did the same thing against Denver last year. If I'm not mistaken, the same thing happened against Denver. He kind of just quit. No, not Denver.
I don't think he quit. I just think he just like maybe it.
But if we
Is
put,
it the
if we
moment? Is he one of those? Is it the moment type of players? And if it is, it's like, is he really have
is
that
he
dog
that?
like
And
that?
then when we do, and then to add to that, when we just like, oh, he keeps it real. He does this. Like we keep talking about him like he like he's walking around being like, yeah, I don't fuck. Okay, I don't care about OKC or say I'm here to win. He's not doing that. He doesn't talk like that. This is like a thing we keep putting on him. Like he's this character who's walking around like that. He's not. He's walking around like, hey man, everything cool, bro. That is not the same thing. We keep putting him in the same category. Michael Jordan was pulling up on niggas in the middle of the night and fucking with their head and doing all type of shit. And we got Anthony Edwards just being cool as hell, but we keep putting him in the same bag as like, oh, he's a dog, he's a killer. Yeah, that's cool, but like he's more like KD. That's what I get. He's more like KD, where I'm just hooping and everything is cool,
I
bro. Like we just chilling.
I
Like I'm just
respond
here to
to you
hoop.
on social.
Yeah, like I might get mad and tweet but I ain't really gonna say nothing about another player or do. I'm not gonna do all that. Like I'm here to hoop, and we keep just adding that to that. Like we keep trying to make him the face of the league based on things that he is not.
I mean, I still think off his game, he being one of the top young players in the league, he still has a candidacy of being in that group.
Yeah.
Like even if he's not
Oh, for sure.
who that we say he is, he still could be just off himself
But I think
and how he plays.
that's the disconnect that the NBA is having. Like we keep like with Ja, people liked Allen Iverson because he was wearing braids and he was dressing however he wanted to the game while everybody was wearing a suit. People like Ja because he got the diamonds in with the dreads and the tats and he doing the gritty and we know he walking around Memphis with a gun on him. Like people like that. So to try to strip him away from that and be like, this is bad and it's a negative thing, while also saying like, oh, Anthony Edwards is like a bad boy when he's not. And then we keep like the NBA just keeps doing this. Like with Shea, like we keep trying to. Why don't you're not even trying to sell Shea. Shea whole SGA whole shit is like he is just everything about this nigga is just like smooth. He take weird fashion. I'm a smooth fashion dude. His game is I'm just two dribbles, smooth game. But you trying to. There's nothing. You're not selling anything about him, and that's why I just get this face of the league shit. Is just like it's nothing. Like Jason Tatum, like what is Jason Tatum? They putting him in there. He's like LeBron. He's just oral. You're not even. There's nothing to him, except for he's like, oh, I got a son and I play basketball. Okay, nigga, what the fuck? Everybody else play basketball. That's what the NBA is. Like, what are we doing? That's why I think the lack of dynasties, all this parity is bad. With Mahomes in the NFL, we have a flagpole. Can you beat Mahomes? If you can beat Mahomes, you get put in a separate conversation now.
Right.
If you're competitive with the Chiefs and Mahomes, you get put in a different. You get separated from everybody.
Well, it's one of those when we beat the Chiefs or we beat Mahomes and stuff like that. It's just like who is that person? It was, I guess, Joker, but then we seen that and then it was like
It's Bron.
It's
It's
I
Steph and
mean,
Bron.
right? That yeah, but who is it gonna be when they gone?
Did Giannis,
Is it?
Jokic?
Is it?
But not really. No, because they
Yeah,
ain't
it's just
won
like
nothing. We talking about people that won one
that's what I
time.
said. It's gonna be like everybody's gonna be sharing championships until
Like
they figure out this money and how to set a team thing up. Like,
we can't knock LeBron because they're like, oh, people won championships during your era. Okay, well, who the fuck? What are we? That means nobody is good in this era, the last 10 years,
right? Like he
because
just went to the
everybody has
last
won.
10.
This
He went to
7
10
straight.
championships in a row. It's just like,
This shit don't
what?
make
People won
sense.
championships in your era, yeah, but they had to play me. Like it's just like it's like
You know how many people didn't even
win or
get
lose,
close because of me? Like, we don't even talk
right?
about them.
It's right. It's people on podcasts saying, "Man, I hated Brown, boy." Like,
How many times was Toronto in the Eastern Conference Championship? You don't know because Bron beat them every time. It's like they went like 4 or 5 straight times. That is an amazing feat, but nobody cares because Bron. We called him LeBronto. He beat him every time, like every time. 5-4, like 5 games, 4-1, 4-2, 4-0. Like, so it's like it's just a weird thing. Like we're getting the way the shit is going right now. People don't care because there is no story to it. Right now, like the NFL, I hate to keep bringing it back, but the NFL is the best sport, hottest sport in the world. Easy.
yeah.
And it's all kind of based around a group of guys. Josh Allen can't get it done. Lamar can't get it done. Pat just keeps dominating everybody. But people care about Josh Allen. They care about Joe Burrow. They care about Lamar Jackson. They care about all this shit. Like, there's all these other things going on, and to me, this whole parody thing is not. You need somebody to step up, but basketball might just be too hard. I think that's also what it's getting to. Basketball is just getting too hard. You can't create super teams anymore. So this is what we're gonna get for the next 15
real basketball.
years. Yeah, but
people gotta play real basketball.
But real basketball is gonna be bad narratives. So then you might just be like soccer, where the only people that care about soccer are people that are like intricately paying attention to soccer constantly. I don't know if that's good or bad, but this is the lowest rated finals in however long. People just didn't care. That's sad. It was fun to watch. That's the problem. It was more fun than last year. It was the best finals in 3 years probably. To watch the games, because Heat Nuggets was trash. That shit was boring. Last year, Celtics Mavs, that was boring. And then Celtics Warriors, same shit. It's like, oh, Steph Curry. Okay, but like we're just in a weird space. Like the NBA is in a bad space. I feel bad. That's why they got all these goddamn trades going on. This leads to what we was talking about right before this shit. Who gives a fuck about Kevin Durant?
We did.
Motherfuckers was talking about Kevin Durant the whole day before the finals. The finals was on. And everything you turn on and watch and look is, oh, Kevin Durant got traded. What does this mean? Oh, Kevin Durant's going to the Rockets. Like, what? We care about what a 37-year-old dude who hasn't been at his peak for
3 years, maybe
8 years at minimum.
He's still giving
4.
you 20 something.
But his peak, is he still at his peak? I would say
no.
Nets. You could argue the Nets was the end of the peak. But other than that, it's like this ain't been it. This is not it, bro. And people keep caring about this shit. Like, I don't know. We just keep getting attached to this old shit. And that just makes me mad because it's the media. Like, and then you see the new media people, and like I just see some of these the other podcasts and shows and shit where it's like, all right, we're gonna talk about LeBron. Like, what?
Oh,
is that really what's going on, man?
Yeah, he's getting old now. We done talking that man 40. Leave him alone.
It's over with, bro. He moving on to podcasts. Like it's other shit going on. But
Yeah, that's Luka team now.
so what? It's the trades is just it's Kevin Durant.
Mm-hmm.
I'm not looking at these goddamn draft trades. Porzingis to the Hawks for Niang. CJ McCollum and Jordan Poole, that trade.
No, I didn't see that one.
Yeah, McCollum got traded for Jordan Poole, which made the Pelicans draft pick make even less sense. They took Fears, but we'll get to that. Drew Holiday got traded for.
Wait. So they got
Yes.
Fears and Poole.
Yes.
Oh,
Exactly. I'll run you
okay.
through some of those because those got weird too. Anthony Simons for Drew
Mm-hmm.
Holiday, but then the Celtics were like, we might still trade Anthony Simons for different pieces. Basically, they're trying to bottom out, so they don't give a fuck anymore.
Okay.
And KD to the Rockets. So it's not like it's been super eventful. I mean, it's been a lot, but it ain't been. There's nothing. If I don't think Kevin Durant to the Rockets makes a massive leap for anything, and I just think because people think, oh, the parity. There's so much parity right now that are we also so on top of this shit being born, we're also gonna just run it back next year, but just KD's on the Rockets, so now everybody should care. You see what I'm saying? Like, what are we?
No,
What is
because the
going on?
Celtics. I mean,
Celtics are cooked.
yeah,
They lucky if they win if they go 500 next year with
yeah. I
just
mean, yeah. With no Jason Tatum, it's
yeah
just
you're
like just
done.
Jaylen Brown, like because no Porzingis. Which I do kind of like Porzingis on the Hawks though, if he can stay healthy.
Yeah, if he's healthy, that
It's
is
like
yeah
one of those AD if stay healthy's on the Mavericks type things,
yeah
but
yeah.
uh, you don't know if it's gonna happen. That Jordan Poole one. Can we just go back to
Yeah.
it? Just wow. When did that they traded? They literally traded.
They traded him right before the draft, the day before. It was around the
Uh-huh.
same time as the Porzingis. Yeah, the Pelicans. Yeah, it was Wednesday. They traded. No, wait. What is Yesterday was the 25th. So yeah, Tuesday, the day before the draft. CJ McCollum, Kelly Olynyk, future second round pick, to the Wizards for Jordan Poole and Sadiq Bey, and the second round pick for this year.
And then they draft Fears.
Fears, a 6'1" point guard that's 180 pounds, soaking wet, can't shoot. He can shoot, but not well. Yeah. So what do you do with that?
With Jordan.
So now it's Jordan
Nothing.
Poole, Herb Jones, Trey Murphy, Zion, and they don't have a center. Missy, however you say the dude's name, the rookie dude.
Yeah.
That's a weird ass deal. Can we just let's fast forward past the trades because the trades is stupid. Let's go to the draft because this also like teams are dumb. That's
Yeah.
all. Like
I mean, yeah. Why did Spurs get Dylan Harper?
I don't know. This is my I'm trying to figure out in real time what the point. Like, I don't really have a conspiracy or a thought out like what's going on. I'm still trying to work through it because this off season, the playoffs was. I feel like this was a really good playoffs in terms of matchups. Like
Right.
we could be in the beginning of some like things building, right? You know, like
Yeah.
Knicks. Pacers are fucked, but like Knicks, Pistons, like these other
Magic.
teams,
I like the
Magic,
Magic.
yeah, the Magic with Bane if he can really like have a good shooting year and play defense. Magic, Hawks now are kind of thrown in there a little bit. Then on the other side, like the Rockets with KD,
Mm-hmm.
Warriors a whole year with Jimmy Butler, Luka, Bron,
And
Jokic,
whatever the
and what
Lakers gonna do.
yeah, Luke and Bron, whatever, Jokic, and can they figure out what to do with Michael Porter Jr.'s ridiculous contract that nobody wants, even though he's still a bucket, but
when like every 7 games.
true, yeah. And then it's just we're on the edge of the Mavs shit with Cooper Flag now. It's like a whole who the fuck knows what that's gonna be. Can Kyrie come back in December? And kind of December, they're saying he might come back early January. So like, can he come back and start like practicing in December, Christmas, and build up and be ready for a playoff?
It's
run?
gonna be a Christmas. It's gonna be one of those quick Christmas ploys that they do so to keep ratings up around Christmas in basketball. Like Kyrie in the gym working out.
Yeah, but at the same time that we have that, we have on another angle like the Grizzlies. What the fuck are the Grizzlies? What Minnesota basically can't do anything. So you have the quote unquote one of the people battling for face of the league, and they're just stuck for probably 2 years. Like I don't know how long the Rudy and Julius Randle contracts are. I'm pretty sure they're at least this year. And next year.
They're gonna run it back.
So you're stuck.
I mean, who's that? Who we talking about?
Minnesota.
Minnesota. I don't know why I thought Utah. Minnesota's running it back.
So like at the same time we have like something like we're not in a place where we have like a split where there's like really good teams, really bad teams. Me and you grew up where we had like 15 good teams, 15 bad teams, and it kind of just we had 15 teams that was fighting each other, and but it always just kind of came down to like Bron and Curry. For 10 years. From fucking 2011 to 2020, basically. For almost 10 years, we had that. But it was a bunch of Rockets.
But it was different. It was different type of those like.
And we had consistently consistent Spurs.
Oh yeah. Spurs,
Rockets with Harden.
Yeah.
OKC
early.
Shit, the fucking end. The Celtics were in the end of that.
The Pacers was in the beginning of it.
Yeah,
the Hawks too.
Hawks, those weird Hawks teams for 4 years.
Yeah, like the ones that they was young and everybody
look who we didn't mention either. The fucking Raptors. The Raptors were in that.
Oh yeah.
Like we had a group of teams that were battling like a lot, and now it kind of feels like we're in the beginning of some teams could get there, and then we also have a bunch of teams that seem like they don't know what the fuck they're doing. Like the Grizzlies should be in that, hey, we're building towards something, but then they're just basically completely tearing their team down. They're trading their picks. Like they're doing a bunch of bullshit. They traded for a dude. Well, I'm getting ahead of myself, but like when you look at it, like, we're just in a weird spot where everything's building, and they like, I don't know if Adam Silver might need to do a little David Stern and kind of rig the league for certain shit. Like you might want to sprinkle a little Wemby in the playoffs. Just put your thumb on that button. And, you know what I mean? Like there's some certain shit
Let
here.
them win 60 games or something like that.
Yeah, you need something going forward here. And there's some teams like the people you lean on, like Anthony Edwards. Okay, Anthony Edwards himself, yes. But the Timberwolves as a whole, like, what are they doing? Like, what is the team can't make moves. You can't add nobody. His second piece is Julius Randle, but contract wise, his second piece is Rudy Gobert, so you can't get off of it.
And that man can't even get 9 points.
So we can't make we already made our blockbuster trade when we traded away Cat. We did it already, and it's not.
That's why I thought they should have traded Gobert when they had the chance.
Yep.
I thought he was the trade piece. They should have kept Cat.
But it worries me because this feels like, to bring the NFL up again, the NFL had this moment right around the Pat draft. There was some weird years in there from like 14 to 17 where it was like, what's going on? Is Russell Wilson the face of the league? Like what is going on here? Who are we gonna latch on to after Brady? Like Peyton Manning's gone, Drew Brees is gone. and Tom Brady's just hanging on as long as he can. Like, what are we? What's
Who's the
going
next
on?
good guy?
And
Who's that next?
then 2017, 5,000, 50, MVP. I'm here throwing the bitch side arm, left arm, running. I got hair, this weird shit. I'm weird and like I'm going viral for just talking. Like, you know what I mean? Like you got blessed with this shit. And they took that shit. He was actually good, and the team cultivated a fucking real culture around him. And that shit took off. You got lucky. Now the NBA, they're in a weird spot now. Like, cause what are we gonna have, a Cooper flag like Wemby beef? Is that like what are we talking like? There's no rivalries. Like Shea went in and cried and gave a hug with Halliburton after the game. Like, so we're not getting that stuff unless somebody literally is just like, I don't give a fuck about none of y'all. So what are we getting here? Just good basketball. All right. I don't know if that works, but okay. Dumb teams in the draft. Cooper Flag goes number 1. Dylan Harper goes number 2. To answer your question, I don't know what the fuck the Spurs do. They're in there. They're not a dumb team, but this is what I mean. Like, we got these teams building. It's like, what the fuck is that? So you got.
Give me all guards.
Is the team. So, you know what? Nah, we need more teams. The team's just too fucking good. We got teams like the Spurs having Dylan Harper and De'Aaron Fox and Stephon Castle and Wembanyama and fucking Chris Paul is still, or I think he retired, but like you just start looking at this shit like, why we're getting, look at the fucking the 76ers. They drafted VJ Edgecombe 3 and look at that. Like, so now we got Maxey, McCain, Edgecombe, Paul George, and half of Joel Embiid.
Don't they got the who am I? Philly. They got a. Am I thinking the right dude? Damn, who'd you name on the Phillies again? I'm trying to think of the dude name.
Maxey, McCain, Edgecombe, Paul George, Joel Embiid.
But they got somebody else though.
Quentin Grimes.
Maybe it was. I thought they had, yeah.
Quentin Grimes was scoring like 30 a game for that weird stretch when they didn't have nobody else on their team.
Yeah, that's what I was like. Yeah, I thought Quentin Grimes.
That's another one. So it's like we're getting to the spot where, yeah, like Dylan Harper got to play the 2. Do you trade? Who the fuck? Nobody needs De'Aaron Fox. What team needs a point guard? Any team that needs a point guard, they can't afford De'Aaron Fox.
Right, because what his contract sitting on, like 40, right?
At least 40, but like think about what team needs a point guard. Like the Lakers need a point guard. They can't get De'Aaron Fox.
No.
The Rockets could benefit from De'Aaron Fox, but they already have Fred VanVleet's contract. That'd be stupid. I'm not trading you.
Yeah, didn't they just re-sign? I mean, like renegotiate with him?
Yeah, I think so. Who else needs a point guard? Like, there's no team that needs a point guard. Nobody.
I mean,
the Nets. Who do I don't want nobody from the Nets. Some of the young
no,
guys.
man, nobody never. Like, what do they? Forget the Nets is just y'all go hoop.
Yeah,
it's like the team where it's just like we'll take them.
Like wing,
and like, hey, go hoop.
Like, think about it. There's 30 teams in the NBA. Wing players are becoming the most important, dominant players, mostly outside of the main Jokic. I can't even say Embiid. It's really kind of just Jokic now that I look at it. Everybody, all the other best players are wing players. So then when you look at that, okay, now we're talking about there's only 30 point guard spots. There's only 30 shooting guard spots. And we're starting to tiptoe into that realm of like, if we don't add some expansion teams soon, you're going to start looking around at teams and go, hey, look at the Pacers. Why do you guys got 4 people on the bench that could start for probably 7 teams right now? But then you look at the other 7 teams and you go, well, the other 7 teams just got 3 bigs that could start for the Pacers right now.
Right.
that are on the bench. And so like we're in a weird spot. So like the Spurs taking Dylan
Everybody just
Harper.
holding on to people like, oh, he could be. Is like
This was
I
my
didn't know.
problem. What I was telling you last week when I said the Rockets, like y'all can run it back. Everybody is, these guys are 23, 24, 25, but they in the 8th, 9th year in the league. They in year 7, 8 at 24, 25, 25, 26, whatever. You at year 8. Shea been in the league for 7 or 8 years.
Yeah, I know.
Anthony Edwards just played his 5th year in the league. Like, these dudes are 23, 24. Like, Ja is about to be in his 6th year in the league.
Shit, Cooper Flag's only 2 weeks. He got drafted. He was only 2 weeks older than when LeBron got drafted at the same time, so he's young.
Yeah, because he reclassified up. So
this man, year 10, he gonna be 28.
He not even gonna be 30. Year
and
10.
Niggas gonna be like, bro, that nigga, he's a vet now. And be like, bro, he's 28. Like,
yeah.
But he's too old to be doing that. I'm like, not really. He's 28.
Think about it. Kobe Bryant, when he was, same thing with him. He came out of high school. By the time he was in year 10, that was 2008. That's when he went on the run. 2008, 9, 10, 11. He was in the finals all 3 of those years. 8, 9, or 4. 8, 9, 10, 11. He was in the finals for 4 years. It's like, yeah, like that's what we about to look at. But like, there's so many good players. Like, it's just awkward. So the VJ Edgecombe goes to the 76ers. Con Knipple goes to the Hornets. The Con Knipple fascination to me, I don't really get it. Big guard, okay, cool, but he about to be a cone. I don't know what what the draft experts and people keep seeing. Like, he's going to be a pure cone on defense.
Yeah, he not holding.
What is he playing?
Guards.
What is he playing? The 2?
He's what, 6'7"?
6'5". He's listed at 6'5", but you got to think too.
He's slow.
The new listings, all the young dudes, what they're listed at is no shoes height. That's what they're doing now. So it's a little, it's weird. Like, the new people getting drafted, they're listed as no shoes. So like, Cooper Flag listed at 6'8", with shoes he's 6'9.5". Same thing with Dylan Harper. He's listed at 6'5". He's probably really 6'6" and some change. So Con Knibble's listed at 6'5". So he's probably 6'7", 6'6.5". You're not playing the 3. You're too small. Yeah. We play you at the 2. You too slow. What you finna on defense specifically? On offense, I think he'll be good. But like, okay,
yeah, he's just gonna have to be one of those help defense. Hopefully, his IQ. Maybe his IQ can help. One of those players we was talking about early.
Niggas like Joe Ingles don't exist in the NBA anymore. I just want to point that out. I heard that comparison about Jazz Joe Ingles. Okay, those players don't exist. Like,
yeah, Joe Ingles, you could play. Being that slow back then was okay.
You could get away with it,
as long as you could get a bucket, and he got a bucket.
But we could play Joe Ingles at the 4 on defense. He can hold the 4-man on defense. We can't put Con Knipple at the 4 on defense. He's too small.
No.
So that's a problem. Then you get the weird shit with Ace Bailey. Ace Bailey was trying to force his way onto specific teams. He wanted to go to Nets, Wizards,
and Charlotte.
No, he didn't want to go to Charlotte.
Not Charlotte. Was it?
I think it was just Pelicans. Nets and Pelicans, maybe. Maybe it was Pelicans too. He just didn't want. He did not want to go to Sixers, Jazz, and Hornets. And the Jazz said, "Fuck it." They drafted him. You could see it on his face. He was like, "Yay, I'm happy." He just had that drive. Yay, like, yeah, I'm happy to be here.
Shit. Like, half of it is like, okay, if he don't want to be here, I'm gonna draft him. Guess what? Bigger draft, trade bait.
Yeah.
I mean, if he really come in and cause an issue because he don't want to be there, who don't? Hey, 5th pick of the draft, and then there we go.
Yeah.
But then a lot of people could play that against them, just like, you really don't want him. So it's just like, we ain't gonna
trade anything for him. Yeah, fuck no. Trey Johnson, your boy, shout out Texas.
That's my boy, shout out.
Goes 6.
Them horns.
to Wizards, which now,
I don't like it.
with
but
Jordan Poole being gone, Kuzma's gone, Jordan Poole's gone. He's in a pretty good position.
Like it's just like
Koulibaly, Bub Carrington, a bunch of dudes who are 19. Yeah, it's a bunch of other 19-year-olds. So he's in a good spot.
They just hooping.
And then they
one of those. Hey, coach, we got a game today.
Boy,
that's that type of team.
Then you get to Jeremiah Fears. But here's the thing with Fears. He's also reclassified, so he's 18.
Okay.
So he's in the same. He's slightly older than Cooper Flagg and the other French dude who they were like, oh, he's 2 days older than Cooper Flagg, whatever. But Jeremiah Fears is in that same pool. The problem is he's 6'3", he's 6'2", 170, and he can't shoot. And he can't play defense. So, and the Pelicans picked him to do what after you traded for Jordan? You traded for Jordan Poole the day before. To point out, Malawach is still there. Demon from BYU is still sitting there. Derek Queen from Maryland is still sitting there. Like, you still got a lot of bigs and a lot of big wings that you could have drafted instead. You take a small guard. I don't know. The draft is just weird. Once you get past that, you get it's just a lot of, Igor Demon goes to the Nets. Colin Murray Boyles goes to the Rockets.
Yeah.
His reaction was funny because he stood up. He was like, fuck. And he took a big, deep breath and was like, and then he just went and he started dapping everybody up and smiled. He was pissed. He was sick. He got to go to Toronto. But he's got a weird game. Like, he's 6'7", but he plays, he's a big. It's
that's what I say. He plays bigger.
Is there anything interesting?
Walter Clayton. Hold
Jr. on. The Hawks, this is because the Pelicans being fucking weird. The Hawks draft Derek Queen. When that happens, I go, that's weird as fuck. You got Jalen Johnson, Porzingis, Ricochet, Okongwu, Clint Capella. Why would you draft Derek Queen, who's a 6'9", like
basically a big
back to the basket Jokic, kind of like small Jokic style player? Why the fuck would you draft him? And then they immediately trade him to the Pelicans.
Right.
And then I said, wait a minute. What the fuck he gonna do on the Pelicans? What is he gonna do? Play the 5?
Right. Who is they 5?
Messi.
Because ain't Zion.
Zion is the 4 unless you running Zion at the 1. But why would I trade for Jordan Poole and draft Jeremiah Fears if I'm gonna put Zion at the 1?
Why would I put Zion at the 1?
Because Zion be running point sometimes. So he's not technically the 1, but if he's starting the plays, then he's the 1. You know what I mean?
Yeah,
but defensively, defensively he's the 4. So like, yeah, what are we doing? Like, so we drafted a dude who's playing we drafted a unathletic point center who doesn't defend to play next to a 6'6", 300-pound power forward.
I fuck with Derek Queen too because he got off in college
to play, and he's playing next to a 6'9" small forward Trey Murphy, who's a stretch 4 who could kind of play the 3, and then Herb Jones, who's really a 6'8", 3 who plays the 2, and then we gonna have Jordan Poole be our score. Like what the fuck?
Then Fears coming off the bench.
This is one of the things. Like the Pelicans, the Grizzlies. You got gifted generational talent that you should be right now. You should be competing. We should have like a standoff. It should be a Mexican standoff for the Western Conference Finals with like fucking Ant Edwards, SGA, Zion, Ja Morant, Wemby, and we're not getting that.
Just like we should be the core right now, like the core of the NBA.
Yeah, they should be developing around Curry, LeBron, Jokic, and KD. And
did you say Giannis?
Giannis is the East. I'm thinking about just the West.
Oh, you think about the West?
If you think about what I just named 8 teams.
Oh yeah.
So if they was
I
all
mean,
working, that's
did you
8
name
full
Luka?
teams. Nah, because that's Luka too. Yeah, shit. That should be your West, and for whatever reason, that's not the West. Like how?
I mean, that's all the teams, so that kind of is the West, though.
The Pelicans
And
ain't
they
in there.
just, but
The
they all.
Spurs ain't
I
in
mean, yeah.
there.
Well, Spurs will be, I think,
The
before the Pelicans.
Grizzlies, they barely made the playoffs, and they got 4-1, and then Ja got hurt.
Yeah, that was horrible.
So then it's SGA, Luka, and that's what I mean. It's like we're on the edge of something, and then the Rockets, but the Rockets is like, yeah.
Yeah.
I don't know. The draft was weird. The NBA teams are just making weird decisions for them being like at the edge of figuring out what the fuck they're doing, and they fucking it up. But you know who's not fucking it up? The fucking NFL is not fucking it up. The NFL has the opposite problem where we have 4 good people. We got 4. Like, we don't have enough talent, and we are struggling to look past
to figure
the
out
couple guys that we got. It's not this problem of like we got too many guys. We don't know where to go with it. Like the league is getting too deep. We might need extra teams. No. NFL.
We got the right amount of teams.
The NFL might need to cut a team. I think the NFL could benefit from cutting probably 2 teams, just from
the
a
Panthers
talent
and the
standpoint.
Browns.
Now I would let the Browns, from an organizational standpoint, need to be cut. But I was leaning more towards the who else did you say? You said the Browns and the
Panthers.
The Panthers and the I forgot who the fuck. Oh, god damn it.
Jets.
Jets is definitely up there.
Giants.
Nah, there's somebody else we forgetting.
Jacksonville. No, not the Bugs.
The Saints.
Oh yeah.
That was the other one.
That's why I forgot them.
Yeah, exactly. Yeah, the Saints was the other one where it's like there is nobody on the Saints really like who's the Saints' best player?
Fuck your name, Kamara.
Alvin Kamara. That's not Saints.
Gotta be still
Alvin Kamara
right.
had 950 yards last year.
I mean, it wasn't the quarterback.
Not the quarterback.
Shit. Who?
It's got to be Kamara. You're right.
I mean, I don't know.
Defensively,
one of the safeties, the Sanders dude who returned the
Taylor,
I don't know.
the corner. He young.
Nah, I still go Kamara. Like if you game plan, like we playing the Saints, Kamara's on everybody's like.
Yep,
it's Kamara. Like
so, everybody else like, can we name 5 people from the Saints? Can we get to 5 no quarterbacks? 5 no quarterbacks? Can cut the team?
Yeah, Willie Gay, Tyrann Mathieu, Alvin Kamara.
All right, hold on, wait a minute.
The 4 of them came from the Chiefs.
Say it's all just Chiefs players. But yeah, it's like MVS.
Yeah, right.
Yeah,
it's like
Chris Olave,
and we there. Michael Thomas technically still
Cam
on the
Jordan.
roster.
There we go. Cam Jordan. He's
Cam
50.
Jordan.
He's been playing for 25 years on the Saints.
That man been on the Saints forever.
He got to be 40, right?
And they going to the we can make moves to get to the playoffs. No, you don't believe that.
Clyde is on there too. So there is 5 Chiefs players alone on the fucking Saints. But yeah, like the NFL has the opposite problem. So what we're gonna do? We're just gonna get into it. Let's get straight to business. Top 10 NFL team or NFL quarterbacks. Top 10 NFL quarterbacks going into the 2025-2026 season. It's no parameters. There's no real serious parameters on this. It's just what we think, what we feel, our emotions. So if you see this and you feel like, oh, you're dead wrong, such and such is a better quarterback than such and such, and
Maybe.
yeah, you might be right.
Might
There's
be
an
right.
argument. I feel like there's an argument to be made a lot of ways here, but we're gonna do it for you, and then you can leave a comment and make your own decision. So you want to go first? Or you want me to go first? I just want us to both read our top tens off for clip's sake. We're just gonna read the top tens off, and then we can go back and question and react to each other's lists.
Oh man.
So you want to go first? You want to hear mine first?
Let me get mine out the way, man.
All right, gotcha.
I just don't know. All right. So, man, I mean, like I said, first four is easy to me because,
Yes.
I mean.
But the order could be, the order could get tricky.
Yeah, okay, well, I'm from Kansas City, so if I don't have Pat number one, I'm discrediting, like
I can guess.
Pat has to be number one.
Let me type what I think you have, and then you tell me if this is right. Wait, no, just give me the 10. Just give me the 10 straight.
But
now.
you are, but you are.
It's Pat, Josh, Lamar, Burrow.
Yeah. Okay. Good job. Okay.
Yeah.
So now we.
So now just read it to me again. Read it to me. Just read the whole 10 off straight.
Pat, Josh, Lamar, Burrow, Hurts, Stroud, Stafford, Dak, Baker, Love.
What? Okay. Oh, okay. It's one name in there that's like, wait, we have a massive gap for one of those players in there. Oh, fuck. Okay. You threw a little bombshell in there for me.
I told you it was gonna be one last week. Though.
And you missing somebody I can't believe you didn't put in the top 10. Okay, let me read you my top 10.
All right, let's go.
All right, here we go. Mahomes, Allen, Lamar, Burrow, Jalen Hurts, Jaden Daniels, C.J. Stroud, Jordan Love, Justin Herbert, Jared Goff.
Bro, I've been sitting there. I'm like, I'm missing somebody. I was like, it can't
you
be.
got Dak Prescott in the top 10 and not Jaden Daniels?
Sorry to everybody. No, this is a late edition recap of give me Jaden Daniels above Stroud. I want Jaden Daniels at 6. So that means push everybody down, which means Love is off my board now.
Damn.
Yeah, I know. That's your boy. I was trying so hard to be like, I'm missing somebody. Love should not be in my top 10.
Yeah.
And I'm just sitting there like.
That's fucked up.
So I was just like, shit. And I was like, Love's out. Yeah, take Love out.
I got Jordan Love 8.
It's his bonehead fucking plays for me.
Fair.
That we're just like, all those, even though Dak might nut up a whole game, it's just like, Love nut up compared to everybody else's is kind of.
To be transparent, I did 31 quarterbacks. I didn't do the Browns. I went through every team and made sure I went through every quarterback. I have 1 through 31. So I had Dak at 19. And there's a reason, because part of it is we're projecting onto next season.
Or, no, you said no parameters.
Well, that's true.
So I didn't know what the hell we was going off of. If we was projecting off next year, I wouldn't have put Dak in the top 10.
I'm just basing this off of the quarterbacks going into next season. That's all I was
just basing it off of just them as a quarterback, like the whole thing.
Mostly
trying not to put next year in perspective, because if I did, Caleb and Bo Nix definitely probably would have been in my top 10 before Dak and Baker, or especially Dak and Love.
Now, see, to be fair, that's why I said
and Stafford. Stafford's just in the top 10 because we give respect to our old players that's still putting on, right? Ain't that what we're supposed to do? He's a Super Bowl winning veteran quarterback, still putting on in the playoffs. He was one possession away from beating the Eagles in the NFC Championship. So it's just like, why is he not a top 10 quarterback?
I got Stafford 15.
And but you,
excuse me, and partially it's because I'm the way I went, I'm projecting
Yeah,
for
right,
next season.
exactly.
There's no Cooper Cup. They didn't
but
add any weapons.
right,
It's
that's
just
what I'm saying. You're projecting for next
so he got
season, but
pushed down.
I didn't make my list off that. I was making my list off of more of
You
what
gave some career accolades a little more,
exactly,
yeah.
as well as
And I'm like,
what
I'm looking
who
at
you.
this next season.
Well, I mean, if I was going off next season, Hurts. I
But
mean, I
see,
just
that's
put Hurts at 5 because he won the Super Bowl. Like,
same,
I feel
same.
like number 5 quarterback is always the one that win. If those
If
4 don't do something, then the Super Bowl winner goes 5.
if we being honest, Jalen Hurts is number 10 or number 9. Him and Jared Goff are in the same spot to me. But he won the
I
Super
looked
Bowl.
at Goff, but
I have Goff 10. I got Herbert 9, Goff 10, Baker 11. He's right there.
Yeah, but if we project him next season, like Caleb has to be. I will put Caleb
is
above
12.
Goff.
I have Caleb 12 under Baker.
I still have Baker, and I would probably have Baker and Caleb above
now.
Goff.
Do you want to hear who I have 13?
Purdy.
No. Oh fuck no.
Brock
Purdy is 24.
Well, Herbert.
No, Herbert
Geno.
was 9. Nope. Geno is 20. I had that 13. I got. You want me to just give
Lawrence?
You Trevor Lawrence. I have Trevor Lawrence at 13 because I was like, I can see Caleb Williams, Trevor Lawrence to me are the first names that jump into my brain of who can make a leap next year the easiest. It's those two because they just didn't play great. Like Trevor Lawrence played bad. Right. Caleb Williams played average. I think.
Where'd you have Justin Herbert?
Herbert is 9.
Okay, so how far are we projecting? How far are we in? You said what?
Under Jordan Love.
So how far are we projecting to where we start having to put in some of these players in their career and what they've done in their career to be like, can you really be a top 10 quarterback being 7 years in the league and not being able to win a playoff game? Like
that's why. Well, when my first initial instinct was to have Herbert 5th, then Jalen Hurts 6th.
Okay, I was thinking Herbert 5th too. I was like, but he hasn't done shit.
It doesn't make sense. And the more I started thinking about what has he done, the more it pushed him into the same group as C.J. Stroud, Jordan Love.
But if we do but if we start throwing career mixed on a projection next year, Hurts belongs at 5.
That's why I put him at 5.
That's what I'm saying. But as in, like, we both say he's not a top 5 quarterback,
right? If we talk about, and this is,
yeah, I get it. But if you go off of you go off the top 4 and if you go who's next, you have to go against the quarterback who beat Mahomes and played Mahomes 1-1 in the Super Bowl.
Now, see,
this is
Mahomes, where
right?
people will get upset because you have to ask the question, how are you? Because I said no parameters because it makes the conversation more fun. Because if you put parameters on it, we'll both look at the same stats and the same thing and have the same board. And everybody will argue. Right. It's harder to argue when we have hard parameters on it.
Right.
If we base the conversation off who is better at being at playing football as a quarterback, Jalen Hurts slides down this list to 9, 10, or 11.
Right.
And you can have that argument however you want to. And Justin Herbert shoots up into the top 5.
They just flop spots.
They flip spots. But if you start adding in anything, accomplishments, team success, if you start adding anything besides how well can you read a defense and throw a football, Justin Herbert starts to slide. That's why.
But it's just, to be honest, it's really just how you hear and judge what you think a top 10 quarterback should be.
Yes.
Because you should be you shouldn't have to have, it should be hard for you after the top 4. Because you should be that type of player that judge quarterbacks based on all those things and be like, well, if he was this and that and this and that, then it should just be that, right? Like,
should be, but once you start thinking about statistics, winning, accolades, and you start looking at like what's actually happening besides how well you throw football, like you throwing a football, what does that lead to? Then you start looking at people different. Like, Now, the other side is, what could this person be if
Right.
things go right? That's Trevor Lawrence.
Upside.
To me,
It's also
Caleb
like
Williams, Trevor
upside.
Lawrence is the upside side where it's like they haven't been as good as Matthew Stafford, who I have them higher than, but we could easily see a world where Caleb
Were they in
Williams
the
and
top
Trevor
10
Lawrence,
next year?
not even just performing better than certain people, performing better than Matthew Stafford or Dak
Oh
Prescott
yeah.
or Sam
Oh,
Darnold or
yeah.
Geno Smith.
They
Like,
have that type of talent though.
yeah.
There's like now you're projecting up the upside of talents. That's
Now,
what we're doing.
here's another side of it that mixes the other one.
Are you doing
Maybe
team? What about teams
now here
as well?
perfect number who I have at 14 right above Matthew Stafford is a perfect example of what you're about to say. Team success versus pure talent with no accolades. Bo Nix.
Right.
Your team is going to be good. If you're leading that good team, does that not make you at least a top half of the league quarterback? Probably.
Yeah, it's the argument. It's the argument they've been having with Purdy.
Yeah, so Bo Nix to me, I see Bo Nix honestly and think he's probably more talented than Purdy. So then you got to go up in that. You got to be in that middle tier. And if I think Matthew Stafford is going to lose a step next year, but he has all the accolades, all the team success, everything.
Where you got Baker at?
11.
I think that's like Bo Nix's ceiling.
Baker.
Like I think it's like
that's decent.
But he kind of gives me that type of. I fuck with Baker too. Like I fuck with Bo Nix. Like
you could have a bad year and be damn near out the league, or you could be damn near a top 10 quarterback.
Yeah,
like, those are where your levels are at. You could be.
But he plays like that. Yeah. So it's just like I think that'd be Bo Nix. Yeah.
Now, let me give you. So 10 is Goff, 11 is Baker, 12 is Caleb, 13 is Trevor Lawrence, 14 Bo Nix, 15 Matthew Stafford, and now we hit the middle. Right? And at 16, I have Kyler Murray.
Okay. He's like the best average quarterback.
And to me, it made so much sense when I got here.
That's your boy.
But to me, it made so much sense because it's like Kyler Murray is like the line. Like,
yeah.
Are you better than Kyler Murray or not?
Right.
Because Kyler Murray has all the talent in the world. Arm, can run, like... Maybe not reading defenses, maybe not the best, but that's like more of a learned skill than just like talent.
But there are quarterbacks with question that if they do good this year, they could jump Kyler Murray easily.
For sure. And those are the guys that are right under here, I feel like. So I put at Kyler Murray 16. At 17, I have Michael Penix Jr.
Yeah, that's what I was just about to say.
J.J.
Penix.
McCarthy
is rookies.
18. Yeah. But even then, 19 is Dak. 20 is Geno, 21 is Sam Darnold, 22 is Drake May.
Dak is the one who could jump to the top fucking...
I feel like any of those dudes could easily jump into that top half.
Yeah.
Kyler Murray could be under all of them.
But Dak is one of those quarterbacks, just because he played for the Cowboys, could jump to the top 10 just because it's the Cowboys, right?
Top 10 in what? Top 10 in regular season. That's where it gets like... Top 10 in what? Because, yes, he's going to put stats up. But it doesn't lead to anything. It leads to losing in the first round most times. So then, like, the team success part comes into that with Dak for me, where it's like, yeah, okay.
Yeah, but
if it's explicitly your fault, that's a big problem.
Never mind. I was about to say, to be fair, those top four, three of those top four dudes, but they got MVPs. Dak ain't got no MVP, so... That's the only thing that set them apart. Because if you wanted
the other three dudes in the top four, most of the times when they lost, it's not explicitly your fault.
Well, it's always to the other guys in the top four.
But that's different.
That's where they lost. Is just like we always losing to that guy. And we beat all y'all. We just lose to Pat.
Him. And I think that's different when the team, we don't look at it like, to me, it's like this year is a perfect example. Josh Allen wasn't necessarily the sole reason the Bills lost. They made a handful of mistakes, coaching, defensive. They made a handful of mistakes in the Chiefs game. Lamar, Same shit. Like it wasn't. Well, Lamar was a little more. Lamar was a little more. It was on him a little bit more, but it wasn't all him. Like, and to me, Dak Prescott's, I would say at least 3/4, 75% of the losses they have in the playoffs are almost solely because Dak was terrible. Dak threw a pick. Dak kind of just gave up at the end of a game. Like, most of it is that. And that's why I have him, like, so far down the list, because it's like, yeah, we know what you're going to do regular season. Does that make you, does that put you in the top half of the quarterbacks? Or just, to me, 19, you're just right below average.
I mean, it kind of does, because I never factor in. I kind of try to, other with the top 5, I try not to factor in playoff career success with the 5 through 10, because a lot of them usually, if you look at every era, 5 through 10 really doesn't have that well of a playoff success. It's all based on their regular season success, because the top 5 in the NFL that year is usually the ones whooping ass and getting those Super Bowl and playoff wins. That's why Dak jumps to the top 10 to me, is because he has regular season. It's like you never knock James Harden out the top 10 if you want to, because if you want to add playoff success, you all right. It's going to be a really rough conversation.
No. Wait. Like, see, hold on, wait. It's not, though, because the problem is it's mostly to the Warriors, except recently. But if we look at it, in his prime specifically, he was carrying them to the Western Conference Finals, which is way different than losing in the first round every year. Like, who do you say is better, T-Mac or James Harden? Because one never made it out of the first round, and one made it to the Western Conference Finals multiple times. Did he choke in the Western Conference Finals? Yes. But that's different than I've never won in the first round. To me, that's the Dak thing. Like, okay, yeah, you might ball out every year and do this.
They never
won
score
more points than me.
They never won the second round because they had first round. You know, I get what you mean now. Because a lot of those times they had a bye.
I think
before they changed the rules. So
I think the argument that you having is somebody who I was going to bring up leans more to is Russell Wilson. Like, Russell Wilson in his prime, we didn't look at him like he was a top 10 quarterback, but he probably was looking back at it.
Right. But back when Russell was, I wasn't in my podcast prime and arguing top 10 quarterbacks then either. So, I mean, I thought Russell Wilson was good back then. Like, I never really had top. When I was on the porch with my homies, because back when in his prime, what Russell Wilson was at 2011, 2012, right?
I mean, his prime personally was probably more like 14 to 20. Yeah, like 2014, 2020. Because here it's 4,000, 4,200, 39, 35, 41, 42, 40 touchdowns, 31 touchdowns,
but his
35,
come with
34.
But the thing about it is his top 10. The thing about Russell was his top 10. I feel like his top.
Go ahead, my bad.
His top 10. Him entering the top 10 was because more like they was actually winning.
And they were winning in the playoffs. Yeah, even if it was just a game, you won a game. You know what I mean?
Like he's always getting I mean when your defense got a nickname like Legion of Boom, the only reason you in the top 10 is because a team wins. Like, it's just like Dak's defense never had a name, did they?
Nah.
Yeah. This nigga Legion, they so I mean, they arguably had Bobby Wagner. Well, they had Bobby Wagner, Sherman, Earl Thomas.
Mm-hmm.
They had every level of defense.
Yeah.
Lot.
Yeah.
Marshawn
Lynch on the other side.
Right. And a quarterback that was smart and knew how to throw the ball. Like,
But to me, when that fell apart, he still won, and he still put up the regular season numbers. Dak still won and put up the regular season numbers, just not in the playoffs.
Right. But the thing different, and one again, I mean, once again, Dak had to go against that defense.
Yeah.
And so I mean, no,
So
not really. He always lost to was it did they beat him a couple times,
the 40,
Seahawks?
I think they might have beat him.
Or
I
was it
mean, I just looked it up. They're 0 and damn, hold on.
who did he play in his
Russell Wilson is 3-0 against Dak Prescott. Actually, they beat him in
in
the
the
playoffs.
playoffs?
The Cowboys beat the Seahawks in the playoffs at some point because he's 1-0 in the playoffs.
Oh.
So, whatever that's worth. But the Dak Prescott thing is that's where to me, yeah, okay, I'm projecting him to be slightly below average. Do I think he could be at the 13th spot? Yeah. Do I think he could finish top 10? Yeah. But that, to me, says more about the group of quarterbacks that we have than Dak himself. You know what I mean? The fact that he could be if I told you at the end of next year, Dak plays all year and he's the 24th quarterback on the list, and you totally agree with me, would you be surprised at that? If he was like
No.
one of the bottom 5 quarterbacks in the league, would you be
Well, a
very
bottom
surprised?
5
Bottom
quarterback.
7, whatever.
Him playing all year healthy in the top bottom 10 quarterback. Yeah, I would be surprised.
But here, let me say the names. Obviously, Mahomes, Josh Allen, Lamar Jackson, Joe Burrow, Jalen Hurts, Jaden Daniels, C.J. Stroud, Jordan Love, Justin Herbert, Jared Goff, Baker Mayfield, Caleb Williams, Trevor Lawrence, Bo Nix, Matthew Stafford, Kyler Murray. If I'll take the young guys out, Geno, Sam Darnold, Drake May, Tua, Brock Purdy, Justin Fields, Aaron Rodgers, Russell Wilson. That there will put you at 24. If I told you he was worse than all those quarterbacks, would you be? You wouldn't be. I wouldn't be very surprised. I'd be like, okay, he had a bad year.
I would be surprised.
The flip side is
the thing about Dak is that floor is.
I wouldn't be surprised.
That floor is too low, and his ceiling is higher than a lot of those quarterbacks too. So like Kyler Murray, Jordan Love floor is way lower than Dak's, but their ceiling is. I don't think their ceiling is that high. I don't see. I say I'll be more surprised if Kyler Murray and Jordan Love jumps into a top 8 quarterback or something like that before Dak is a bottom 10 quarterback.
Where would 3,800 yards, 22 touchdowns, 8 interceptions? Where does that guy? Where does that guy rank?
You said
3,800,
right?
22 touchdowns, 8 interceptions. Where does that guy rank?
I mean, that's one of those. I got
to get weird. Yeah,
I gotta see how he got it. Like,
and that's where it gets weird.
All year.
Every game started. Every game went 10-6. Because that also is very similar to Justin Herbert, and that was my point I was going to make next was, but that's Dak in 2018. I also wouldn't be surprised if Dak was in the top 10 by the end of next year. He's just one of those. He's the new Alex Smith. What is the team doing? If the team is successful and he's just not fucking up, yeah, he could sneak into the top 10.
Yeah, but also in 2018 we gotta also look at who else around him, like what receivers got hurt, and I can't remember what 7 years ago.
Fair. I'm just pointing out the numbers. That's like the
I get
floor,
that, but
those are
7
floor
years
numbers.
ago strike me as a Amari Cooper hurt if he was still even there.
Yeah, but we talking about the floor. That's floor,
right?
22-8 with 3,800 yards is like that's the floor. Healthy, because the other years is like most of the other years that he has
but he's healthy. But it's just like
healthy.
We're not putting him in the top 5 because those players in the top 5 can do it without a good roster around them.
Yeah,
but it's a reason why 5 through 10
that
fluctuates, because if there's a good team around them.
But no,
they could. But you ain't got nobody in your 5 and 10 down to the 20th rank if they team don't do good.
To me,
do you picture is Jalen Hurts gonna be 22 next year?
Jalen Hurts is only as high as he is because he just won the Super Bowl. Let's be honest. I'm gonna be honest with you.
No, I know, I know.
The
I mean, but he
floor.
wouldn't be a. You would be surprised if he was a bottom 22. He was
See,
in the
it's funny because
22s.
I'm realizing this is where we just differ in how we look at football. For you, a guy who sets the floor means more, and to me, a guy that has a higher end means more. So like the floor guys, the guys that set a high floor, I have lower. Dak, Geno, Sam Darnold, Brock Purdy. Those guys are in
But you
my
know, I'm an
bottom
Alex
half.
Smith guy. You
Yeah,
know,
and
I'm an Alex.
that's why I
I'm an
laughed at it
Alex
because
Smith
he's
guy.
like the ultimate like floor setter. I'm gonna
But Alex
get
Smith was a
20
top
and
10 quarterback
4.
playing for the Chiefs.
Maybe for 1 year, yeah.
His last year when he went off for
Maybe
4,000.
not the year where a wide receiver didn't catch a touchdown. Probably not that year, right? Probably not that one.
But a tight end did, and he got to throw it to
Fair.
him.
No, I think the tight ends counted as a receiver.
Maybe a pass catcher. I don't know. What the
Yeah, I
fuck?
don't. Either way, but I think Dak is in there. Penix, McCarthy, Geno, Sam Darnold, Drake May, Tua, Brock Purdy, Cam Ward. If your team can figure out how to make this shit work around you, you'll jump. But that's team success, kind of like how Jalen Hurts is higher than he should be for me because of team success. So that's why he's so low. Because like, yeah, y'all could jump. I don't look at y'all as a quarterback that's as high as the other ones.
Like I said, number
But yeah,
5 could definitely. Jalen Hurts is not going to be number 5 next year if he doesn't win a Super Bowl again.
no.
Like,
I think
so
this
just
just
like,
proves that Dak
well,
Prescott is the new Alex Smith.
why? Because you got me defending him.
No,
It's just
because
like, well,
he
that,
brings out the most confusing arguments. Like he's one of the hardest people to try to argue against and for because just as like we don't know. Like you know what I mean? Like yes, he puts up regular season numbers, but when you watch the games, you don't feel like oh, Dak Prescott is legit, like really one of the best at. Like again, we go back to the Herbert thing. At playing quarterback, at like being a quarterback, is he? When you watch that, is that one of the best in the league? Like, it depends on how you look at it. So that's why I think he's that perfect. He's probably the perfect middle ground. Then he probably should be where Kyler Murray is. Then he's the line. Are you better or worse than Dak Prescott? Then we got to argue.
yeah,
just start arguing about how good Dak Prescott really is.
Yeah, because I think. Because I don't think Kyler Murray's that good.
And that's why I think, so it's like, he might be that real barometer of like, what do you think about what do you think about quarterbacks? Like Dak leads to a conversation where we start being like, what do you actually think about like how a quarterback plays the game? That's crazy.
How far did you have Purdy down?
Purdy is 24.
Where'd you have Dak at?
19.
Oh, 19.
Yeah. It's Dak, Geno, Sam Darnold, Drake May, Tua, then Brock Purdy, then Cam Ward, then Justin Fields. 27 is Aaron Rodgers.
I ain't gonna lie,
is Russell Wilson.
Just off of health, I don't know. I can't have. Tua got to start at. Who's the Browns quarterback?
I don't know. I didn't rank the
Browns.
Browns
You put
quarterback.
Browns.
I didn't put them.
Who you got at 31?
Whoever the Saints quarterback is.
Oh yeah. So who's 30?
Bryce Young.
Okay, that makes sense. Yeah. You should just. Who's 29?
Anthony Richardson.
Damn, they all do suck. They all do suck. Like it's like you keep. All right, so who's 28?
Russell Wilson with the fucking Giants.
Yeah.
See, Aaron Rodgers is 27. Justin Fields is 26. Then Cam Ward, Brock Purdy. Yeah, you right there. Like that's why I said if you wanted to really argue anybody from, I feel like Baker Mayfield at 11. All the way down to Anthony Richardson. If you want to argue where that person goes,
there's no arguing Anthony Richardson.
I'm saying outside of Anthony. If you want to 28, Russell Wilson at 28 to Caleb Williams at 12. If you wanted to rearrange any of those, I think we have a valid argument.
No, I think Russell Wilson can't. He just can't move up off of his career accolades. Yeah. I'm sorry, like
Aaron Rodgers.
I'm sorry, it just don't. It doesn't. It just don't hold that much weight like it should. Yeah. But it just don't. Like I'm sorry, y'all. And I think it's because I don't know their personalities. I think I don't know. It's just like it, real. Aaron Rodgers is just a drama queen, and
Mm-hmm.
Wilson is corny,
Mm-hmm.
and they just not even that good anymore, and it shows, and it's just like, why ain't y'all retired yet?
Well, the
But they
other thing
just
too
don't
is
want to.
name two offensive weapons on the Giants and the Steelers.
On the Giants,
Yeah,
Malik Neighbors
that's
and
one.
Slayton.
Okay, Slayton is like a Slayton's like a
I,
B
I like.
minus C
Hey, I like
plus.
this. I like the Scatterboo pickup.
But then like also I want to point out some of these guys too. Purdy is that low. Like
What about
Purdy,
Jalen Hyatt? They got Hyatt. They
yeah.
got
Okay, we now we
they got
now we
they
reach
got
it.
some. I say put Jackson Dart in there and see what they can do with the young guy.
True, yeah. But like 49ers, Christian McCaffrey was dinged up. Ayuk is hurt.
Right.
Juwan Jennings is hurt. Ricky Pearsall got shot. All your that's all your offensive weapons.
Are they not starting the
Outside of,
season?
I don't think so.
They not gonna start the
They're
season.
all listed as questionable already. So I would assume they're at least going to be dinged up heading into preseason.
My niggas on the injury report before training camp.
And that's why Purdy is below Tua, because it's like Tua
Tua
has a
is the
better
injury
chance.
report though.
Yeah, but Tua
Like,
has a better chance of starting the season off well and letting that carry him to have a decent year.
no, before that ain't shit carry. Come
This
on, man.
okay.
Don't let me
Can
get
we
there.
just let's have the conversation outside the top 10 now? This is going to be a weird year, right? That's what I discovered looking through all the teams and shit. This is going to be a weird year because a lot of these teams, like, look, we just
It's
argued
gonna be
about the Cowboys, right?
no, just that.
But the Cowboys are part of that argument, whether or not they're going to win or how good Dak can play. They added George Pickens, and then they basically didn't do anything. They just like run it back with George Pickens. That was the offseason.
Yep,
So
and
that
it was
worries me.
another season of Jerry Jones saying, "I'm all in."
Mm-hmm. And so that worries me personally, where I'm like, all right, you guys, this is starting to get weird every time you guys do this. Every single time you guys do this, it starts getting weird. Because when did
And
they
they
go
paid him
last
60.
year?
They paid him $60 million though.
They went
Wasn't that this
7-10.
offseason?
That was last year.
Oh,
I think it might kick in this year. So that
yeah. I was gonna say, yeah, it didn't
they
happen
couldn't
last year.
add nobody except trading for George Pickens. They didn't add anybody of substance. I'm pretty sure that this was the draft where Jerry Jones on air said, "Yeah, we really like this running back," and then the team right before the Cowboys picked the
Oh
running back
yeah,
that
they
they like. I'm
dropped
pretty
him.
sure that was this year.
Yeah,
So then it's like you guys kind of just didn't do anything. I don't trust that. But this is gonna be a weird fucking year because we look again, Chiefs, Bills, Ravens. I can't put
can't even say
I can't put
the
the Bengals in
Bengals.
there. I
It's
can't
just
put them
those
in there.
three. The
Eagles,
argument every year.
Eagles is the 4,
Yeah.
and then I could see the Commanders being
Well,
terrible. I could see the Texans, not make like having a slump year. I could see the Chargers being bad. I could see the
yeah.
Packers being like. I can see every team here like we might have a weird year where it's like some shit. We just have a bunch of weird shit going on.
Once again, I can see the Broncos being a better team than people think.
Yeah, that's why I had Bo Nix 14 because it's like I think they're going
I've
to be
been
a
high
good
on the
team.
Broncos. I've been high on the Broncos. I've been saying it too. Everybody's like, Broncos not going to be good. I think the Broncos going to be pretty good.
Like what
I don't know. That
happens?
defense is pretty scary.
What happens if CJ Stroud has a good year? They went to the AFC Championship and he was having a bad year.
With that line, doubt it. But
He has to stay alive first.
yeah. Okay, I doubt that one.
Yeah,
But Tank Dell he still ain't gonna be back till
he
what,
gonna be
around
cooked.
Christmas, Thanksgiving.
It might be longer than that, bro. His knee snapped sideways.
Oh yeah,
Like,
that's right. He might not even be
he
playing.
might be done for the whole year, most of it at least, unless they make like a deep playoff run or
No, he
something.
gonna take it.
Come back
Nah,
for
he
the
ain't
Super
coming back.
Bowl because that was
Yeah,
late in
why
the
would he
year.
do? Yeah, that was it. Wasn't that around like Thanksgiving or something like that?
Something like that. What Chiefs Texans regular season.
Oh no, it wasn't. It wasn't. Thing. It was decent. I don't
Damn,
know.
they play on my birthday this year. That's dope. And they play here. It was December 21st.
Okay, it was around Christmas.
Yeah,
I'm
around
like, I knew it was
Christmas.
around the holiday. I was like,
Yeah,
I thought,
he's
which
cooked.
holiday
He's
was it?
done, bro.
Yeah, he ain't playing this year. All right. Well, see him next year around December.
I think next we should do. We should go through like division winners. I think that should be the next list thing that we set up for next week. Is just go. Let's go through. You just go through the divisions, and then we come back and we just pick just the winner. We don't have to have an order of like all 32 teams. Just the winner of each division.
I mean, I got that. I got that because I usually put a parlay in every year for division winners.
Okay, because I think that's when we'll both like. Because right now I'm looking through quarterbacks and kind of looking through. I basically just kind of look through quarterbacks, receivers, and then kind of just try to remember whose offensive lines were like good or bad. I didn't deep dive the statistics and the PFF score, but I just kind of was like, oh, their line is decent. Did they add somebody? Let me Google it. Oh, they didn't. Okay, well, they're still going to be kind of bad. Like Sam Darnold. Sam Darnold is as low as he is because like you just went to the Seahawks and their line sucks. They kind of didn't have a big offseason. So they traded away your best weapon.
Best weapon, right.
Didn't get another weapon back. So it's just going to be
They
JSN.
drafted Ibaka, the dude from Ohio State.
Okay. So it's like, yeah. But even that is like a question mark. You know what I mean? So he might come in.
I mean, he was a 4-year starter at Ohio State. Dude was a dog. Like, if he come in and not, he should be an instant impact. Should be. If I'm thinking that's who they got. Mbeka Mbuka, whatever his name is.
Nah, they took they took a guard first round.
In the first round?
Yeah.
Who did he go to then?
I don't know.
Who am I thinking of? I thought they took a receiver.
Nope, they didn't take a receiver. They took a receiver in the 5th round.
Who the fuck did? I thought he teamed up with another Ohio State receiver. Look up who the dude went to.
You know, only 3 receivers got taken in the first round. Oh, he went to the fucking Buccaneers. I knew there was a reason.
Oh,
I was like, the Buccaneers receiving room was going to be fucking nasty.
Yeah, that's what I said. That's why I thought he went to the Seahawks. But then they traded Metcalf, so I was like, no. But I knew he went somewhere. I'm like, man, dude about to get the fuck off.
Yeah, okay, Mike Evans wrong on the other side.
Oof. Man,
that's nasty. Okay, so yeah, I think because when you look at the teams.
Yeah, and then now he ain't got nobody to throw to up there. Who the fuck? They traded Tyler Lockett.
Mm-hmm. So it's just JSN. And the running backs, they about to be running the.
They got
fuck
Noah
out the
Fant
ball.
still? Oh no, they don't think they got Noah Fant either. What? Didn't Carson just come off injury? They about to run like that?
I mean, what else you gonna
do? Or do they even have Carson anymore?
I don't even know. But that's why I said I think we need to go through and look through the teams and start figuring out. We'll just start with division winners, and then I think probably we can by about August or so we can do one of like just go through each week and just pick a division that we just break down individually. Because the season start in, I guess 2, because the season starts in September. So yeah, we'll just pick 2 divisions a week and we'll start doing that. Because I think this is going to be a weird year. I think the more we start looking at it, the more it's going to pop up. Because the longer I kept looking at just shit for quarterbacks, just basically receivers and like kind of just remembering the offensive line, I started thinking about what some of these teams did through the offseason. And you start being like, okay, well, like not a lot. It ain't like there's a lot of teams that just got some type of massive upgrade.
No, and then meanwhile, I was just talking to somebody where it's just like the Chiefs receiving room is sneaky good.
Oh yeah. Yeah, Rasheed Rice not getting suspended either helps a lot.
But I think people really sleep on like if that Jalen Royals dude is literally a spitting image of Rashee Rice.
True.
Like, and so if he can come in and they know how to fit him in, and then I said to one of my homeboys,
Cooper Kupp.
dude,
That's who the Seahawks got.
right, okay. I told my homeboy, I was like, if we can keep everybody healthy in our receiving squad and work Jalen Royals in and not force him to be a number one like what happened with Worthy and Rice, I think we're gonna have something because you gotta think we got Worthy, Rice, Brown, Royal, Juju. I mean that's 6 right there. And then running backs we got Pacheco, Hunt, and then I like the Brashad Smith pickup.
Yeah.
I've been telling everybody to watch out for him. He might start off as our kick returner, but I like that one.
Is Andy gonna let a young guy play? This has been the fucking problem. It's because people like Sky Moore and fucking Clyde Edwards-Helaire keep scaring Andy Reid from letting the young dudes play. And
I think he let the young receivers. I think he gives the young receivers chances, and then they
got Carson Steele listed at fullback. I ain't mad at that.
Yeah, just to keep him on the roster.
True, yeah. But Robert Tonyan, I like Robert Tonyan.
We still got Romingo.
Damn, Robert Tonyan's 31 now. Shit. The tight end. Yeah, I mean, yeah. Chiefs, yeah. Xavier Worthy, Jalen Royals, Juju Smith-Schuster, Nico Remigio. If he make the team, he gonna let him keep returning kicks. Tyquan Thornton. He ran a 4.2. You like that? He only 24. He just can't. He just can't catch. NFL. We love a dude who run a 4.2 but can't catch.
We're just gonna give him jet sweeps.
Why is I don't even want to do this right now. Why is Sky Moore? Why?
I don't know.
Why? Why do we let him just play your contract out? Why? He's wasting a fucking roster spot. He got 3 targets all year. 3 targets and no catches.
That man is highway robbery.
3 targets and no catches in 6 games.
All the Super Bowls.
That man got dressed for 6 games this year, bro. I don't know. But yeah, this is going to be a weird year. That's why I can't wait. I feel like this NFL season, for whatever reason, is either going to be amazing and a bunch of wild shit's going to happen that we're just not going to be surprised, or we're going to be like totally thrown off by, like, or it's going to be one of them years where it's Chiefs-Eagles again. And I don't know. I don't know what the fuck. Every time I look at one of these teams in depth, I just go, yeah, I don't really, what do they do? Are they going to fix, like, what are they fixing? Are they fixing, like, scheme issues then? Like, what? Like, for the Chiefs went 15 and whatever the fuck, 15-2.
Fail-safe 2.
What do they do? They can't really, you want to go 17-0?
They just want to see Pat Mahomes throw over 5,000, so I think that's what they're going to do.
So then, yeah, to air this bitch out, we lose games. But then you got teams like, what do the Dolphins do?
Yeah, what do they do? That's a good question.
What do the Jets do? What do the Browns? The
Browns
Steelers,
do. Like, Browns got 5 quarterbacks. What do they do?
So let's do this real quick. I'm going to name teams, and you tell me good or bad.
Good, like they're a good team or a bad team?
A good team or a bad team. And I'm going to keep count, and then we'll see where we're at the end of this. All right? Bills.
They're good.
Okay, Dolphins.
Bad. I'm going to say bad. They're bad.
Patriots.
Bad.
Jets.
Bad.
Ravens.
Good.
Bengals.
Good.
Okay. Browns.
Bad.
Steelers.
Bad.
Texans.
Good.
Colts.
Bad.
Jaguars.
Bad.
Titans. Okay.
As long as Will Levis is on the fucking roster, They bad.
Broncos,
Good.
Chiefs,
Good.
Raiders,
Bad.
Chargers.
Bad.
So 6 teams in the AFC are good. We can't even get playoffs.
That's the playoff.
Well, that's not even though we need
but
7.
we always said, why is there a 17?
True. What is the point? Yeah, you're right. Okay. So let's go
We said
through.
it.
Let's do NFC now. Let's see how many we get in the NFC. All right. Cowboys.
Bad.
Giants.
Bad.
Eagles.
Good.
Commanders.
Good.
Okay.
Good.
Bears.
Good.
Lions.
Good.
Packers.
Good.
Vikings.
I think they good too.
Okay. Falcons.
Bad.
Okay. Panthers. Duh.
Bad.
Saints.
Bad.
Bucks.
Decent.
So half. All right. Well, I'll take a half.
Like, I don't.
I was waiting for a half answer.
They're true. They true. Just like I think they pretty decent. I don't think they bad, but I don't think they good. I think it's based, but I think they're really the threshold. Just like
yeah. Cardinals.
bad.
Rams. You got a half here already, so if you want to throw another half in there, you can.
I think I'm using on the Rams.
Okay.
If
49ers.
good.
Okay. Seahawks.
Bad.
So we got 14 teams in total are good. In reality, we've got 13 and 2 halves. Or no, 14,
Right.
14 and 2 halves.
So that's half the league, basically.
Yeah. Which to me just points out, just like, and probably, if we being realistic, we have 2 halves. It's probably
You should match
5
that
halves.
with all your quarterbacks that's in the top 15 and see what they match.
Boy.
Oh, man, we didn't write it down. You just had to know. I was like, which
I can
one
go
is it?
back and look through the video and figure it out. But I think, let's see, Chiefs, Bills, Ravens, Bengals,
I had them good.
Eagles,
I had them
Commanders,
good. I had them good.
Texans,
I had them
Packers,
good.
Chargers.
Yeah. I had them
Lions. Yeah. Lions, that's top
But
10. So all but
Justin
one.
Herbert's team's always been on bad teams.
Yeah, that don't even count that.
Yeah.
11, and then
It's like-
Baker at 11 is a half.
Right.
So, and then
But
Caleb,
then everybody under Caleb was good.
So
Penix
it's
was bad.
just Trevor Lawrence was
But
that was an iffy. That's why I said.
bad.
So if we look at it, we really kind of I agree with most of the teams you said. So then when we go through that, that means we're really looking at 14 good teams, probably 5 that that are like half, like decent, like you were saying, 5 or
Right.
6, and then the rest is just bad. So that's why I think it's like, oh, this is going to be a weird year. If we got 20 teams that could be good, that's a lot. That means this year, that's like kind of a little, you know what I mean? It's like pretty wide open, except for the fact that, the top 2 teams, Chiefs, Eagles, if we're just going off last year and kind of what has happened in the offseason, Chiefs, Eagles are relatively the same. So that's a tough top 2. Then you add Bills, Ravens. That's rough. Like, that's rough for anybody to jump them in line. You know what I mean?
Right.
Then you throw in like Cowboys, Packers, Texans,
Bengals.
Commanders is like the next tier of like they should easily be good again. Yeah, that's 8 or 7 or 8. So it's like, this is gonna be a funny year. I think it's gonna be a funny. I think we gonna be arguing a lot this year. I think that's what's gonna happen. It's gonna be one of those like it's gonna be everybody that does this shit, that talks about sports and does this shit, is gonna be arguing a lot this football season. Unlike basketball, where it just got like, OKC is
Right.
who's the face of the league.
He's trying to make arguments.
Yeah, trying
He's
to
called
force
forced
arguments.
debates.
Exactly.
It's just like, what are we doing? It's just like,
But yeah, I think this one's it's gonna be a fun year because doing
What
that
does
top
this
10
do with
was.
LeBron's career?
Oh
It's like,
yeah.
what do you?
What does the
If we had,
Rockets losing to the Warriors have to? What does that prove about LeBron?
yeah.
I don't nothing, bro. It doesn't prove anything. But that's why I said hopefully, please. Like I think this will be one of those. It's gonna be a lot going on. It's gonna be an active year. But yeah, so I think that's it.
Yeah, sound about right.
So,
Shout out Longhorns.
boy, hey, top 10 draft pick. No
Hey,
KU
we always
players.
doing something, man. Except nutting up
Why?
in the College World Series, but other than that,
I would just I like I little KU rant. I'll give a minute or two here. I really wish Bill Self would just give up the idea of being like this basketball purist. I want to win with like older guys that know how to play the game the right way. Just get freshmen. Get the top freshmen. Just stop doing this where we get one top freshman and then we build a bunch of 6-year dudes around. Because we got Darren Peterson. He's he moved up to number 1. He might be number 2. He's going back and forth with DeBansta between number 1 and number 2. But we signed like 3 dudes from overseas who are like 22. You know what I mean? Like it's getting college is KU to me is like the perfect example of showing what we've been talking about, where college is gonna get fucked up. Because now we're just like we're signing we're trying to dudes that are like pros overseas to come play college because the eligibility and NIL is all fucked up, and so people making money from contracts doesn't matter. So now I can bring a 20-year-old dude who's been playing pro in Germany to play
since he was 16.
Yeah, he's been playing. This is 7th year being a pro in Germany somewhere, and now he can come at KU for a year and maybe make a path to the NBA because of this. And it's just weird.
Yeah, we said it was about to be the
fucking
new.
ugh.
It was about to be the new pipe hub for all that though.
Yeah, I just think we're really. I don't know how we go 2 more years before this
Come make
shit.
millions here, and if you're good enough, you can make 60s of millions there. Like
I think within the next 2 to 3 years, I don't see how we go further than 3 years before they just become an amateur league, college in general. Like two super leagues. It'll be the SEC and like the Midwest or something, like, you know what I mean, some weird shit. The West Coast and the East Coast conferences, and it's gonna be 30 major colleges that represent basketball, football, and maybe baseball, whatever the third major sport would be, track and field, whatever the fuck it ends up being. Whatever that third, I guess that both of those probably would be like a fourth. Like we just make this 2 major conferences and they almost have nothing to do with the schools. They're just amateur teams. And this is how I don't see how we go any longer like this. Like this doesn't make any sense. Doesn't make any sense, bro. Because this shit is stupid. What the fuck does what the fuck does Texas football and basketball really have to do with the school anymore? Well, we just paying dudes. You know what I mean? Like we're just paying guys to play. Like we're paying grown men to come play for college teams and shit. Like it's getting gross. But yeah, that was my little diatribe.
shout out, I guess he forgot to say shout out KU and all that. Because he is a Jayhawk fan.
I think I did. I threw a little shout out shade combo in there in the beginning. Of like, hey, Bill Self, just fucking get this shit done, bro. This is where I get it. I get it. You want an old team that knows what they're doing, but come on. I don't want to watch this shit again. Henry Dickinson, whatever the fuck.
Oh yeah, please don't do that shit again.
But just that type of thing, Zeke Mayo, a bunch of we got 4 dudes.
Especially if y'all gonna have all those primetime games, please get some better players. Shit.
And then all the dudes that was freshmen on KU that were like top 15, top 20 dudes, none of them went to the league. They all transferred, and it's like, all right, like you're just gonna scare all the talent away when you do shit like that. Instead of playing the freshman that was top 10. We're going to play Dickinson, a 17th year senior. He's 34 years old and he averaged 12 and 10, shooting 40% from the field, even though he don't shoot threes.
Graduated high school in 2013.
He's basically Angel Reese. He got 11 rebounds because he misses 19 shots a game. But all right, that's it. All right, everybody. I hope you guys enjoy this podcast as much as we enjoy bringing it to you, and we will see you next time.
Peace.